Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome once again to Bridgeforth Field, Winchester, Virginia, home of the Winchester Royals and Valley Baseball League action all summer long. We've got some good news and we got some bad news. Bad news is rain rolled through town and we have seen another hour delay here at the ballpark. But the good news is rain has left the area and we are getting ready to play some baseball. And boy, do the Covington Lumberjacks love to hear that. These poor Lumberjacks, the last two nights have started a game but didn't get but 2 or 4 innings into the game before the rains came and sent them home. So Covington has not played a full game since Thursday night, a game they lost to Woodstock by the final score of 6-5. These Royals got off to a really good start last night, got the leadoff hitter on before their game was lightninged out, if you will, and then the rains came and chased everybody home. So the Royals have another makeup game to schedule. These two teams playing their first time against each other this season. First time they were scheduled to play was rained out at Covington, and that game will be made up 1 week from tomorrow in Covington, and I believe it's a 4 o'clock start, but double check that. I believe they posted that as a 4 o'clock start next Monday when the Royals travel to take on the Covington Lumberjacks. Again, these two teams facing off for the first time. Covington 7-12 on the season thanks to a hot streak by the Culpeper Cavaliers. Culpeper has overtaken Covington, and the Lumberjacks find themselves 6th place, but only 5.5 games out of first place in the Southern Division. The Royals have not fared well against last place teams in the Southern Division this year. They were 0-2 against Culpeper. They're 0-1 against division leading Harrisonburg. Against Stanton, Charlottesville, and Waynesboro, they are 5-0. So the Royals doing okay against the middle of the division, just can't seem to figure out the bottom of the division and the top of the division. Again, the Royals rained out last night, but trying to get a win tonight would be the third time the Royals have been on a 3-game winning streak this season if they could figure out a way to knock off the Lumberjacks here. We will take a look at games that were actually played last night. Woodstock knocked off Front Royal. Poor Front Royal started the season 10-3. They have now lost 9 in a row, find themselves at 10-12. Again, Covington was leading Harrisonburg 3-2. They were in the top of the 4th. That game has been suspended. In a rain-shortened game, Strasburg beat up on Newmarket 12-5. That game called after 5 innings. Or actually, they were in the bottom of the 5th when it was called. Culpeper knocked off Waynesboro 7-6. Stanton over Charlottesville 9-1. And again, the Royals, they got one hitter in before their game against Purcellville was rained out. Other games tonight, we've already got a couple of finals in. Charlottesville beat Purcellville 8-2. It was Waynesboro over Strasburg 7-3 in game 1 of that doubleheader. Harrisonburg's at Front Royal, no update on that. They may be having problems with the weather. Covington's right here. Strasburg's at Waynesboro for game 2. Strasburg leads that one 1-0 in the bottom of the 2nd. And the bottom of the 1st, Newmarket leads Culpeper 1-0. Woodstock at Stanton has already been rained out and rescheduled for later on in the season. Again, the Lumberjacks trying to find a way to get a full game in. They came all the way up here. They figure you might as well play it. They'll line up like this again. Covington 7-12, 6th in the South, 5.5 out of first. Daniel Castillo will lead it off, second baseman from Pasco Hernando Community College. Jendy Gonzalez will play short. He's from Miami-Dade College. Newest Lumberjack, Victor Sanchez, the designated hitter, bats third. Cleanup hitter, Willie Mendez, the right fielder from Miami-Dade, will be followed by the catcher batting 5th, Martin Howell from the University of Dayton. Edwin Melendez, the first baseman from Lake Sumter Community College, bats 6th. A couple boys from my neck of the woods. Jose Alfonso, the third baseman from Dodge City Community College. I'm assuming that's the Dodge City in Kansas, where I spent my junior college days, except for I was in Garden City. Batting 8th, Freddie Oquando, left fielder again from Dodge City Community College, and Tyler Tamargo will play center field from Tusculum College. On the mound for the Lumberjacks, right-hander from the University of the Cumberlands, Yanis Rembert. comes into the record of no wins and 1 loss. For the Royals, they'll line up like this: 12-10, third in the North, 5 games behind league-leading Woodstock. Leading off, Connor Guy, right fielder from St. John's River State College. Easton Albert, the shortstop from East Stroudsburg, bats second. Todd Abraham plays second, bats third from Binghamton University. Cleanup hitter Parker Fry, he's at first from East Stroudsburg. Nick Avellano, the designated hitter from Richard Stockton College of New Jersey, bats fifth. Sean Pokerock will do the catching. He's batting sixth from Lynchburg College. A.J. Labrucciano, I'm going to butcher his name every time I try to say it. Labrucciano, the third baseman from Ryder, bats seventh. Troy Davis, left fielder from East Stroudsburg, will bat eighth. Bodie Pullen, the center fielder from Shepherd University, bats ninth. On the mound for the Royals, Owen Powell, right-hander from Francis Marion. He comes into the game with a 1-1 record, taking the mound for the Winchester Royals. Royals being introduced to the crowd. We are just about ready to kick it off from Bridgeforth Field, Winchester and Covington. A much-awaited matchup between these two teams, as first time they were rained out, and now we're looking at an hour and 15-minute delay, which the other night when we had an hour delay, we had to stop in the middle of the game because of lightning. So hopefully we'll get through this one with no more delays. And Covington, they just want to get a game in. We're going to step aside momentarily as we honor America as we head toward our nation's birthday with the singing of our national anthem. And then we'll be back with tonight's game between the Winchester Royals and the Covington Lumberjacks. Mark Sawyer from Bridgeforth Field for tonight's ball game. The Winchester Royals national anthem singer being introduced to the crowd, a very small crowd so far here tonight. Now we're set and ready to go with the national anthem from Bridgeforth Field. Owen Powell takes the mound for the Royals tonight. Right-hander from Francis Marion University, making his fifth appearance, his fourth start. He has worked 16 in the third innings, allowed 16 hits, 7 runs, 6 are earned. He has walked 6, struck out 13, a record of 1-1 with a 3.30 earned run average for the Winchester Royals. Defensively for the Royals, out in the outfield left to right, Troy Davis, Bodie Pullen, Connor Guy. Around the infield, third to first, A.J. Labrucciano, Easton Albert, Todd Abraham, Parker Fry, Sean Pokerock behind the plate, and again, Owen Powell making his fourth start of the season for the Royals. Powell finishing up his warm-up tosses before we get going. Quickly take a look at the standings in the Valley League. Woodstock, with the best record in the league, leads the Northern Division. They got a 9-game winning streak going. They're 17-5. Strasburg 13-7 coming into tonight. They've already lost. They're 3 games back. The Royals have already gained a half a game on Strasburg. The Royals can gain a gain and a half on Strasburg if everything falls into place tonight. Winchester 12-10, 5 games back. Front Royal, they've lost 9 in a row. They're 10-12, 7 games back. Purcellville 9-11, they're 7 back. And Newmarket, poor Newmarket, they're 5-17. They have lost 7 straight. Down south, Harrisonburg leads the way, 14-8. Stanton right behind them, they're 13-9, a game back. Charlottesville 10-11, 3.5 out. Waynesboro and Culpeper both 5 games out. Waynesboro 9-13, Culpeper 8-12, and a half game behind them is this Covington Lumberjack team. They're 12, or I'm sorry, they're 7-12, half game out of 4th place, but 5.5 out of 1st. The Southern Division a lot closer. 5.5 separates first from last, where the Royals 5 games back sit in 3rd place in the North. Leading off for the Lumberjacks, Daniel Castilla, the second baseman from Pasco Hernando Community College. Castilla hitting .077 on the season, just his 7th game for the Jacks. 1 for 13, no home runs, 1 RBI. We are ready to go. Powell works from the stretch as he always does. First pitch in the ball game. Upstairs for ball 1-0. Just underway. About an hour and 15-minute delay to get started, but we are up and ready to go, and I think we are good to go for weather tonight. The Covington Lumberjacks love to hear that. The 1-0. Fastball in there for a strike, 1-1. You got to believe Covington is sick and tired of seeing rain, as are our friends over in Purcellville. I think Purcellville leads the league in rainouts, or lightning out if you take into consideration last night. Powell's 1-1. That'll miss down and away count, 2-1. Castillo, Gonzalez, Sanchez for the Lumberjacks here in the first. The 2-1 off the end of the bat toward the Royals dugout, 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, just underway. Top half of the first, Covington, Winchester. Powell has this sign, the 2-2. Grounded toward third. Labruciano up with it. Long throw to first. Off balance. Nice throw. AJ with the play at third to get us going here tonight. Castillo will ground out to third to start the game. Jendy Gonzalez will be the hitter. Gonzalez, the shortstop from Miami-Dade College. Gonzalez, if I can find him here real quick. One of these days I'll figure out this whole computer thing. Gonzalez up toward the top of their stats with a .317 average. His 17th game, 20 for 63, 1 home run, 6 RBIs, right-handed hitter. He grounds it sharply to Lumberjacks, who will lollipop it over to first. He threw an eephus pitch to first, but in time to get the hitter. Well, you don't see that. You see that sometimes from a pitcher, but AJ had all kinds of time and just kind of threw the old eephus pitch over there. Victor Sanchez was a new addition to the roster, so we're going to assume he's not on the stat sheet playing in his first game for the Lumberjacks. I don't see him. They got a couple Lopez's. A couple of Gonzalez's, a Melendez, a Mendez. So if I get confused, bear with me. First pitch to Sanchez off the plate for a ball, 1-0. Powell comes set, his 1-0. Grounded toward third. This is going to let it go to Albert at short. Albert with the long throw, hops at the first, and it bounces into Parker Fry's glove. So Albert, the off-balance throw, he one hops it to first, but a perfect bounce to Parker Fry. 2 in the inning, so 3 ground balls to the left side, and Covington down in the first. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. Your score after a half an inning, Covington 0, Winchester coming to bat. You're listening to the Winchester Royals and Valley Baseball League action. Giannis Rembert will get the start for the Lumberjacks here tonight. Right-hander from the University of the Cumberlands, making his second appearance. He has worked 2 2/3 innings, allowed 1 hit, 6 runs, 5 were earned. He did walk 7 guys in 2 2/3 innings, so probably a big part of his downfall there. The walks, 7 walks, 3 strikeouts. He is 0-1 with an earned run average of 16.87. Coming tonight trying to improve those numbers in his second go around for Covington. He'll face the Royals 1, 2, 3. Guy, Albert, and Abraham. Same 3 that were supposed to lead off last night. Guy got hit by a pitch, and no sooner did he get down to first base, they called time to do work on the mound, and you got to wonder, with an hour and a half delay, what they were doing while they weren't working on the mound during that time. But they called time, worked on the mound, and by the time they got the mound ready, umpire had seen lightning, said, up, we got to wait 30 minutes, and they decided that it was going to be after 9 o'clock before they could get going again. And they can't start a game after 9 o'clock, apparently, even though the game had already been started. So they sent everybody to the dugouts, packed up their stuff, and said, see you later. And that'll be another game that will be made up for the Royals later on in the season. The Royals have all their makeups lined up with the exception of that one. They play at Percival on a Saturday in a couple weeks, and you would think that they would just play a doubleheader on that Saturday and be done with it. But the Royals at home tomorrow to make up a game with Front Royal. Then the following Monday they go to Covington to make up that game with the Lumberjacks, and the Royals will be caught up other than that Percival game. Connor Guy will lead it off, the right fielder from St. John's River State College. Guy has been a spark for the Royals here of late. He's hitting .328, playing in his 22nd game, 21 for 64, 1 home run, 6 RBIs. He is up in the top of the league with 29 walks, as are his 16 stolen bases. First pitch to Guy. Swung on and missed, had a good hack at a fastball. Comes up empty, 0-1. Defense for the Lumberjacks out in the outfield, left to right, Freddie Aquando, Tyler Tamargo, Willie Mendez, the 0-1 to Guy. Off the plate for a ball, 1-1. Around the infield, Jose Alfonso, third to first, Jose Alfonso, Jendy Gonzalez, Daniel Castillo, Edwin Melendez, Martin Howell behind the plate, and again, Giannis Rembert on the mound for the Lumberjacks. The 1-1, that'll miss way inside and go all the way to the backstop. 2-1 the count. So 2 balls and a strike to the Royals leadoff hitter here tonight. The 2-1 tap foul at the plate. Count evens up 2-2. The 2-2 from Rembert. Grounded sharply into center field for a base hit, and Connor Guy gets the Royals off and running here in the bottom of the first. A sharp base hit. That'll bring up Easton Albert. Shortstop from East Stroudsburg University. Albert comes into the game hitting, as soon as I can find him, I know he's on here. Apparently, I have scanned past him. There he is, a 263 hitter playing in his 13th game. First pitch to Albert. High and tight. He backs out of the way, 1-0. He is playing in his 13th game, 10 for 38, no home runs, 4 RBIs. Again, Connor Guy at first, 16 for 19 in stolen bases on the season. The 1-0. Downstairs for a ball, 2-0. Rembert behind in the count to both hitters here so far in the early going. The 2-0, that's right in there for a strike, 2-1. See if the Royals put Guy in motion here. Rembert comes set. He'll check the runner, the 2-1. Slider down and in there, 2-2. I think Easton thought it was off the plate, but the count evens up 2-2. Nobody out, bottom of the first, no score, just underway. Guy will off the pitch, lifted toward left center. Guy's gonna have to slam on the brakes and come back. Tamargo will take a few steps into the left center field alley and put it away for out number 1. So Guy takes off, but Albert pops up to center field for the first out here in the inning, and they'll bring up Todd Abraham. Abraham, the second baseman from Binghamton University, a 286 hitter, his 18th game, 16 for 56, 1 home run, 11 RBIs. Now let's see if the Royals put Guy in the motion early in the count here. First pitch to Abraham. In there for a strike, 0-1. Rembert will come set. He'll check the runner at first. The 0-1, Guy off, down in the dirt, throw to second is going to be in time. He got the short hop and put it on Guy. Nice play by Castillo. The throw was to the shortstop side, and it was a one-hopper, but Castillo played the hop and got the tag down, and Guy is called out at second base. 4th time he's been caught stealing this season. Now 16 for 20. He is out 2-4, and 2 outs for the Royals here in the first as Abraham hits with a 1-1 count now. That's high and tight, 2-1. So 2 outs, nobody on for the Royals. Rembert from the full windup, big deep breath, his 2-1 offering. That'll miss down and away and go all the way to the backstop. 3-1 the count. As a team coming into the game, the Royals were 39 of 47 in stolen bases, now 39 of 48. This Guy is caught, and the fastball will miss inside. Abraham will draw the walk, so a 2-out walk. Let's bring up the cleanup hitter, Parker Fry. Fry, the left-handed hitting first baseman from East Stroudsburg, leads the Royals with RBIs. A 267 hitter, playing in his 14th game, 12 for 45, 1 home run, 16 RBIs. He has more RBIs than he has hits. 16 RBIs, 12 hits. He does have a home run, hit one here a couple of weeks ago. First pitch, downstairs for a ball, 1-0. It was against Stroudsburg. They got the Royals off and running in a game it was against Purcellville. On a Friday night, they got the Royals off and running against the Cannons. The 1-0 to Fry. Downstairs for a ball, 2-0. So he gave up a leadoff hit, got Albert on the fly to center. Got Guy out stealing, then he walked Abraham. He's behind the count on Fry now, 2-0. Grounded sharply to first, under his glove into right field for a base hit. Rounding second and heading to third is Abraham. Throw will be cut off and everybody will be safe. Abraham advances to third. Fry, a big base hit under the glove of Melendez at first. He hit it well. And the Royals will have him on the corners now with 2 outs for Nick Avignano, the designated hitter from Richard Stockton College of New Jersey. Avignano, a 196 hitter, his 17th game, 11 for 56, 2 home runs, 6 RBIs, leads the team with 2 home runs. But the 6 RBIs tells you that he hit them with not a lot of guys on base. He's got a chance here to drive in some. First pitch inside for a ball, 1-0. Rembert comes set. Parker, not a big stolen base threat at first, swung on and missed. Threw a fastball by him. Count evens up 1-1. Check of the runners, the 1-1. That'll miss outside, 2-1. Fry is 0 for 1 in stolen bases for the Royals on the season, for those wondering about that. The 2-1 to Avignano. Grounded foul just beyond the Royals dugout. Count evens up 2-2. Just underway, bottom of the first. Jacks go in order in the first. Royals trying to jump on top here in the bottom of the first. 2-2 the count on the Royals designated hitter Nick Avignano. The 2-2. Foul tipped into the catcher's glove, and the Royals will threaten, but will come up empty here in the first. For the Royals, no runs, 2 hits, no errors. They leave 2 on. Your score after 1 inning, Covington 0, Winchester 0. You're listening to the Winchester Royals and Valley Baseball League action. Welcome back to Bridgeforth Field, Winchester, Virginia. We go to the second, no score, Jackson Royals. Mark Sawyer on the call. The nice game between these two Valley Baseball League teams. Again, the Jacks just trying to get a game in. Both these teams were rained out last night. Technically, both of them were suspended. I don't know if they're going to make the Royals start over or if they're going to start with the runner at first and just play the top of the first, but we'll cross that later on in life. Owen Powell back to the mound for the Royals. Retired the Lumberjacks in order in the first on 3 consecutive ground balls. He'll face 4, 5, 6 here in the Covington second. Mendez, Howell, and Melendez. Left-handed hitter Willie Mendez, right fielder from Miami-Dade, a 295 hitter, playing in his 19th game, 18 for 61. 1 home run, 11 RBIs. Powell's first pitch. Swung on and missed. 0-1 the count on the Covington cleanup hitter. Gonna clean my glasses off a little bit and see if I can't see maybe. Nothing and 1 the count on Mendez. Again, left-handed hitter, grounded toward first. Fry up with it. He will run over and tag the bag, and One out here in the Covington second inning, 4 consecutive ground balls. I bring up Martin Powell, catcher from the University of Dayton. I'm sorry, Martin Howell. I think I said Powell. Howell, a 300 hitter, his 7th game for Covington. 6 for 20, 1 home run, 5 RBIs. First pitch to Howell, downstairs for a ball, 1-0. Well, I can see a little better with the glasses, Clint. They just must tell you how bad my eyes are. The 1-0 to Howell. Powell to Howell. Swung on and missed. In the lineup, Melendez. A couple of Gonzaleses playing for Covington. Make sure you're taking notes. We will have a test later. 1-1 the count on Howell. Fouled it off his foot toward the Covington dugout. 1-2 the count. No score, top of the second. Royals and Covington. The only time Covington will make a trip here this season, barring a suspended game. The 1-2. It's off the plate for ball 2-2. And of course, if these two teams were to be so fortunate and make it that far, they could meet in the Valley Baseball League Championship Series. But a lot of things got to happen before we have any talk of those scenarios. 2-2 the count. Swung on and missed. First strikeout for Powell here tonight. Howell down on strikes for the second out here in the second inning. I'll bring up Edwin Melendez. Melendez, the first baseman from Lake Sumter Community College. Melendez, a .214 hitter, his 13th game, 9 for 42, no home runs, 7 RBIs. Right-handed hitter. Slider in there for a strike, 0-1. Powell has his sign. He'll come set. The 0-1. Swung on and missed. 0-2. As to be expected with the rains that ran through town, not a huge crowd. Of course, the crowd probably somewhat diminished playing a team that is from the furthest away from you. The 0-2 downstairs for a ball 1-2. I'm sure there's a lot of people from Covington that said, look, we've gone to games the last couple nights and they didn't finish them up. There's big threat of rain. We're not going. So hopefully they're home listening to us. The 1-2 swung on and missed. He swung at the ball out of the zone, but he is down on strikes, and Powell retires the side in order once again here in the second for the Lumberjacks. Nothing doing, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. Your score after an inning and a half. Covington 0, Winchester 0. You're listening to the Winchester Royals and Valley Baseball League Act. We go to the bottom of the second. Royals and the Lumberjacks from Bridgeforth Field here in Winchester, Virginia. Mark Sawyer on the call of tonight's game between these two interleague rivals, if you will. Leading it off for the Royals, catcher from Lynchburg College, Sean Pokerock. Pokerock, a .364 hitter, just his fifth game, 4 for 11, no home runs, no RBIs. First pitch in there for a strike. Three of the five top hitters for the Royals are catchers. One of them, Justin Ruiz, currently on the disabled list. He leads the Royals with a .368 average. The 0-1 grounded toward first. Up with it is Melendez, and he'll flip to Rembert covering and quickly one out in the Royals' second. I bring up A.J. Labrusciano. A.J., the third baseman from Ryder. Hitting .111 on the season. His 10th game, 2 for 18. No home runs, 2 RBIs. First pitch in there for a strike, nothing in one. The line, the 0-1. Lifted out of play, nothing in two. No balls, 2 strikes on the Royals' third baseman. One out here in the bottom half of the second. Just getting it kicked off. The 0-2. Slider will miss outside. Rembrandt wanted it. Did not get the call. Pitch off the plate. The 1-2. Slider misses outside. 2-2. Big deep breath. Rembert's 2-2. Swung on and missed. He tried that same slider 3 times in a row, and Labrusciano waves at it. He's down on strikes. Second out here in the Royals' second. Bring up Troy Davis, left fielder from East Stroudsburg University. Davis, a .250 hitter, his 10th game, 5 for 20. No home runs, 2 RBIs, right-handed hitting outfielder. First pitch downstairs for a ball, 1-0. The line, the 1-0. That's downstairs, 2-0. Covington, they're off tomorrow, unless they decide to finish that suspended game against Harrisonburg. I don't have any information on that. The 2-0 downstairs for a ball, 3-0. Next time the Lumberjacks will play will be Tuesday when they come right back up 81 and go to Woodstock for a game against the league-leading River Bandits with a 17-5 record. The 3-0 downstairs for a ball, and Davis will draw the 4-pitch walk. So he gets the first 2 guys out in the inning and then walks Davis on 4 straight. Bring up Bodie Poland, the center fielder from Shepherd University. Local boy, played his baseball. Jameswood High School. For his father, Adrian Poland, who I know very well. Bodie, a .200 hitter, his 16th game, 8 for 40. No home runs, 4 RBIs. Gave a couple drives to the fence in Front Royal the other night, but nothing to show for it. And the 5th pitch in a row missed out of the zone from Rembert. Poland takes it downstairs for a ball, 1-0. The 1-0. Downstairs for a ball, throw down to second as Davis is going to slide in safely. So the Royals get a runner in scoring position via the stolen base here. And now Poland with an opportunity to drive one in with a base hit. He's ahead in the count, 2-0. Good pitch to sit on here. Get a fastball you can handle. The 2-0 from Rembert. There was that fastball right there. Poland takes it for a strike. 2-1. After 6 in a row, he may have been taking all the way. You see where Rembert goes here. 2-1 with 2 outs. Fouled into the screen. 2-2. He's battled back to even the count. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Second inning, the Royals have 2 hits. Number 3 will put them on the board. If Poland can get it right here. Rembert sets. Checks the runner at second, the 2-2. Lifted down the right side toward the Covington bullpen, and it will fall out of play. Just shy of the Covington bullpen. Another youngster grabbed himself a ball and chance for a free freezy pop, except for he stuck it in his pocket and probably has no plans on turning that in for a freezy pop. I think that baseball's going home with him. 2-2 the count remains to Bodie Poland, the 2-2. Line toward left. On his horse is Oquendo, and he's going to make the catch. That ball hung up for him just a little bit. Poland hits it right on the screws, but Oquendo able to track it down in left center. 2 in the inning. For the Royals, no runs, no hits, no errors. They leave a runner on. Your score after 2 remains Covington 0, Winchester 0. You're listening to the Winchester Royals and Valley Baseball League action. Welcome back to Bridgeforth Field, Winchester, Virginia, home of the 2025 Valley Baseball League and the Winchester Royals. We go to the third, no score. Winchester Covington 7-8-9 to face Owen Powell for the Lumberjacks here in the third. Alfonso, Oquendo, and Tamargo. Jose Alfonso, the third baseman from Dodge City Community College. Again, I'm assuming that's the Dodge City in Kansas. I'm not aware of another Dodge City Community College. A school I'm very familiar with as we played them numerous times in my career in junior college. First pitch in there for a strike, 0-1. Alfonso on the season for the Lumberjacks. A .063 hitter, his sixth game, 1 for 16, no home runs, 1 RBI. The 0-1 will miss outside, 1-1. A 1-1 in there for a strike, 1-2. And I don't think Alfonso thought that much of the call. The Lumberjacks as a team come in hitting .233 on the season. Still looking for their first hit here tonight. The 1-2 to Alfonso. Check swing, did he go? They're going to say he did not. Was able to hold up, count evens up 2-2. Covington looking for their first base runner as we play here in the top of the third. Powell comes set. The 2-2. That'll miss down and away. Count runs full, 3-2. 3-2. Tap toward third. AJ up with it. Long throw to first. Bang, bang at first, but he got him 5-3. AJ had to wait for the high hop. Made it a close play at first, but out number one here in the inning. That'll bring up Freddie Oquendo. Freddie hitting .214, his seventh game, 3 for 14, no home runs, no RBIs. Oquendo from Florida. Both Oquendo and Alfonso from Florida, so if they did find themselves their way to Dodge City, Kansas, there's a interesting story behind that, I'm sure. First pitch in there for a strike, 0-1. I'm not aware of a Dodge City Community College in Florida, but there's a lot of things in Florida I'm not aware of. The 0-1 will miss downstairs, 1-1. Powell comes set, the 1-1. Swung on and missed, 1-2. One and two the count. Powell sets his deep breath, the 1-2. Swung on and missed. Strikeout number 3, out number 2 here in the Covington third. That'll bring up Tyler DeMargo, the center fielder from Tusculum College. DeMargo, let's find him on their stat sheet. A .233 hitter, his 10th game, 7 for 30, no home runs, 1 RBI. Left-handed hitting outfielder, swings and misses, 0-1 the count. Powell sets the 0-1. That'll miss downstairs for a ball. Count evens up 1-1. Let's go here and see if we can't find out what's going on in the Valley Baseball League. The 1-1. In there for a strike, 1-2. Again, game's already completed. Purcellville lost to Charlottesville 8-2. First game of a doubleheader. Waynesboro knocked off Strasburg 7-3. A couple other games in progress. The 1-2. Downstairs for a ball, 2-2. Game 2, Strasburg leads Waynesboro 4-0. They are in the bottom of the 5th, so they are just about done for the day. Newmarket leads Culpeper 4-0. They are at the top of the 5th. No update on Harrisonburg and Front Royal. We are guessing they probably got rained out across the bridges at Front Royal. A storm that hit here would have put Bing Crosby underwater. The 2-2. Grounded sharply to first. Fry will field it, and they're going to call it a foul ball. Home plate umpire called it foul. The first base umpire was trying to get out of the way. He couldn't see it. The Covington first base coach was pleading that it was a fair ball, but not a lot of disagreement from the Lumberjacks. Fry threw the glove on it, but it kicked away from him into foul territory and would have easily been a base hit had it been called fair, but home plate umpire emphatically called it foul, and we'll go 2-2 to the Covington number 9 hitter with 2 outs here in the third. The 2-2 just misses downstairs. Count runs full, 3-2. Woodstock at Stanton has been rained out. That'll be made up on the 14th of July. And again, no update from Harrisonburg and Front Royal, but it's probably not good news across the bridges. The 3-2, strike 3 called, and DeMargo knew it. 9 up, 9 down for Owen Powell and the Royals. Your score after 2.5. Covington 0, Winchester 0. You're listening to the Winchester Royals and Valley Baseball League action. We go to the bottom of the third. Royals, Lumberjacks 0-0 after 2.5. Back to the top of the order for the Royals. Connor Guy, Albert Abraham, singled lead off the game, was thrown out trying to steal. 1 for 1 on the game. He has one of the Royals' 2 hits. Parker Fry accounted for the other one. The Lumberjacks still looking for a base runner. First pitch to Guy. Lifted foul down the left side toward the Royals bullpen, and it looks like their left fielder might have lost it because that ball didn't hit that far foul. He just kind of let up on it, and it hit just to the left of the line. Looked like Oquendo might have lost it in the sky and not been able to see it, because I think that was a very catchable ball had he seen it. But nothing in 1 the count on Guy. Tap foul at the plate, nothing in 2. And I've gotten confirmation Harrisonburg at front Royal has been rained out. They'll make that one up later. Harrisonburg catching up to Covington and Purcellville in the league lead in rainouts. The 0-2 to Guy. Downstairs, 1-2. And it's Rimbert for the Lumberjacks. Has worked around a couple of hits and a walk for the first 2 innings. Kept the Royals off the scoreboard thus far. Big deep breath, the 1-2. Swung on and missed, and Guy down on strike. Second strikeout for Rimbert here in the early going. They'll bring up Easton Albert. Albert flew to center his first time. He's 0 for 1. Royals started a little 2-out rally in the first with a walk to Abraham and a single by Fry, but could not move him around any further than that. First pitch to Albert. He'll take it downstairs, 1-0. A line the 1-0. That'll catch the inside corner, 1-1. So Strasburg well on their way to splitting the doubleheader with Waynesboro, which means the best the Royals could do would be lose a half a game. Gain a half a game on Strasburg. Foul down the line and out of play toward the Covington bullpen, and it looks like that might have got into the Covington bullpen. There's nobody down there to retrieve it. I don't know if Covington, if their bullpen guys are hanging out in the dugout, if they all went to the concession stand, but there is nobody in their bullpen. Line down the right field line, and it's going to be nice running catch by Mendez right on the line. I'm not sure if that was going to be a fair ball or not, but Mendez went a long way to track it down and make the catch for out number 2. Albert gets a little less air under that, and that's into the corner for extra bases, but it hung up for Mendez, and 2 outs now for Todd Abraham, who walked his first time up. First pitch downstairs for a ball, 1-0. The line, the 1-0. Line right back up the middle. Rember did everything he could just to get out of the way, as that ball was headed right for his head. He goes down in a heap, just getting out of the way. It'll be a 2-out single for Abraham. 3rd hit of the game for the Royals, and that'll bring up Parker Fry. Fry 1 for 1. He singled his first time up. And Abraham hit that right on the screws, right back where it came from. First pitch to Fry, and now we're going to have a timeout. And the home plate umpire was saying something to the Covington dugout. I don't know what that was all about. I mean, it was close to hitting Rembert, but it didn't hit him, so certainly no injury on the play. First pitch to Fry. Downstairs for a ball, 1-0. 2 outs, bottom of the 3rd, runner at first. The Royals trying to break on top. The 1-0. That's in there for a strike. Count evens up 1-1. Check of the runner, the 1-1. Right back up the middle, but right to the shortstop who was playing right there. Gonzalez will run over and tag the bag. 2 in the inning. The Royals get a 2-out hit, but can't move them around. No runs a hit, no errors, a runner left. Your score after 3 complete. Covington 0, Winchester 0. You're listening to the Winchester Royals and Valley Baseball League action. Welcome back to Bridgeforth Field, Winchester, Virginia. We go to the 4th, no score. Lumberjacks and the Royals. Top of the order up for Covington here in the 4th. Castilla, Gonzalez, and Sanchez. Castilla 0 for 1. He grounded to 3rd his first time up. Left-handed hitting second baseman. First pitch looks like it slipped on 0 and Powell panned Up and out of the zone. 1-0 the count. So we've got 2 finals in. We got 2 games in progress, and we got 2 rainouts, not counting what's happening here at Bridgeforth. The 1-0. Downstairs 2-0. Powell behind in the count here, 2-0. The Lumberjacks still looking for their first base runner of the game. The 2-0 fouled into the screen, 2-1. Powell has retired the first 9 hitters he's faced here tonight as we play with nobody at the top of the 4th inning. Powell sets the 2-1. That'll miss downstairs, 3-1. So Castillo trying to reach base to get the Lumberjacks going here in the 4th. Powell sets the 3-1. Strike 1 call, or strike 2 called rather. Castillo had turned and was heading toward first, but was summoned back to the plate. 2-2 or 3-2 the count now. As Powell has run it full. The 3-2 swung on and missed. He might have chased ball 4, but he will swing, and Pokerock will throw him out at first. It's a K 2-3 if you're scoring at home. I personally don't write in the 2-3 because I don't have that much room in my score sheet. We'll go with the K. It'll be the 5th K of the game for Powell, and he'll face now Jendy Gonzalez, who grounded to third his first time up 0 for 1. Slider in there for a strike, 0-1. Powell has his sign, the 0-1. That's ripped into left center field for a base hit. Past the diving Easton Albert, and that'll be the first base run of the game for the Lumberjacks. A solid single off the bat of Jendy Gonzalez. And that'll bring up Victor Sanchez. Sanchez 0 for 1 on the game, 0 for 1 as a Lumberjack playing in his first game. He's grounded to short his first time up. And the Royals would like to see him hit that same ground ball they hit. Well, maybe not, because that was a tough play that Albert probably wouldn't be able to get to. He'd like a sharp ground ball right to Albert here and see if he can't roll one over. Sanchez throw to first back in time is Gonzalez. Sanchez, the designated hitter, hitting the 3-hole for Covington tonight. First pitch. In there for a strike, 0-1. No runs, 3 hits for the Royals, no runs, a hit for the Lumberjacks. Neither team has committed an error as we play here in the top half of the 4th. Throw to first back in time is Gonzalez. Royals have had some opportunities. The Lumberjacks trying to get their first one here. Slider will miss down and away. Count evens up 1-1. Powell will check the runner at first. The 1-1. Throw to first. Had him leaning, but he was able to sneak back in there. So Gonzalez tipping his hand a little bit. Maybe looking to take off. Gonzalez 3 for 5 in stolen bases on the season for the Lumberjacks. The 1-1 to Sanchez. Tap foul at the plate. 1-2 This number looks a little unbelievable. Let me double check that. Yeah, that the Lumberjacks are. Well, the 1-2 coming to Sanchez. Strike three called. He's out looking. Slider on the outside part of the plate for the second out of the inning, second strikeout of the inning. Covington is 17 for 31 in stolen base attempts. They've been thrown out as many times as they've stolen base, nearly. That brings to the plate Willie Mendez, the right fielder. Willie grounded to first his first time up. He's 0 for 1. First pitch downstairs for a ball, 1-0. Powell comes set. He'll take a look at Gonzalez at first, the 1-0. That's downstairs. It's going to skip away from Pokerock. And that'll get to the backstop and in all likelihood go as a wild pitch. And that'll put the lead run in scoring position now, where a base hit will give the Lumberjacks the first run off. 2-0 counts on Mendez. Wild pitch. The 2-0 swung on and missed. He pulled the string, off-speed breaking ball, and Mendez way out in front of it. 2-1. Again, the Royals right back here tomorrow night for a makeup game with the Front Royal Cardinals. Game that was rained out on the 14th. Grounded towards second, high hopper to Abraham. Fields throws to first in time to retire the side. So Abraham, a nice play and a nice throw to get Mendez at first. The Lumberjacks get a runner in a scoring position, but leave him there. No runs to hit, no errors, a runner left. Your score after 3.5 remains Winchester 0, Covington 0. You're listening to the Winchester Royals and Valley Baseball League action. Covington, no score. Got their first base runner last inning, last half inning. Neither team able to get a runner past second. Nick Avignano will lead it off for the Royals. First pitch. Takes the pitch upstairs for ball 1-0. Avignano struck out to Stone. Oh. Hit second start. Start as he 3-2. 7 earned run average. That can't help but go down after 3 innings. 2-1. Downstairs. Stop 3-1 the count. 5, 6, 7 for the Royals here. Line the 3-1. Lifted towards center field, going back on it is Tamara, and it's going to one-hop the fence. Avignano is going to cruise into second with a stand-up double. Tamargo was not playing shallow. He was playing about normal. But Avignano sent a drive over his head that Tamargo had to get on his horse and sprint straight back, was unable to catch up with it. It one-hopped the fence in dead center field, and the Royals have their 4th hit. And a runner in scoring position now with nobody out for Sean Pokerock. Pokerock grounded to first base his first time up to lead off the second. Let's see if the Royals ask him to butt Avignano over, if they're just going to turn him loose and see if he can drive him in. Nick Avignano put a charge in that one. The first pitch to Pokerock, he'll pop it up down the first base side. Melendez over in foul territory, and he's going to have plenty of room to make the catch. So Pokerock can't move him over. First pitch swing and pops it up to first. That'll bring up A.J. Labrusciano, who struck out his first time up. 0 for 1. Avignano pulls that ball even the slightest bit. He's got his 3rd home run of the season. But he went dead center field, deepest part of the ballpark, and one-hopped the fence. And now he's at second base with 1 out for A.J. Labrusciano. First pitch downstairs for a ball, 1-0. The 1-0. Swung on and missed. Count evens up 1-1. The 1-1 from Rembert. Swung on and missed. He waved at a breaking ball off the plate. 1-2 the count now on the Royals' 3rd baseman, A.J. Labrusciano. Troy Davis waits on deck. He walked his first time up. The 1-2 downstairs, count evens up 2-2. No score, bottom of 4th. Royals and Lumberjacks. Winchester trying to jump on top here. Check of the runner, the 2-2. Swung on and missed. He waved another breaking ball. He's down on strikes. So Avignano leads off with a double. He is now there with 2 outs. That'll leave it up to Troy Davis. Davis walked and stole a base in the second. Davis looking to pick up his 3rd RBI of the season. First pitch downstairs for a ball, 1-0. Check of the runner, the 1-0. That'll miss outside, 2-0. That'll miss high and go all the way to the backstop off the catcher's glove. So Avignano will move to 3rd, and now another wild pitch, and the Royals are on the board. Pitch charge to Lambert. And now Davis will face a 3-0 count. In all likelihood, probably taking. Howell will go out and have a chat with his pitcher, a quick one, as he has finished what he has to say and comes back to the plate. So the first time tonight for either team to get a runner to third. Bad. Davis draws a 4-pitch walk. The game, the last first and 2 outs. This time for Bodie Poland, who hit one on the screws his last time. But tire the side in the second. Avignano at third. He doubled to lead off the inning. At first, he walked with 2 outs. First pitch to Poland downstairs. 5 straight missed by Rembert, just like the last time. Now sent a guy down to getting loose, so I can't imagine that he's ready to go yet. Here, fireworks. Lumberjacks infield gathered on the mound for the conversation. Home plate umpire says, look, don't time being. Wild pitch away from taking the lead here, or any number of other options to get a runner in from third. Davis at first. He is 1 for 2 in stolen base attempts on the season. The 1-0 to Poland. In there for a strike. Count evens up 1-1. Runners at first and third. 2 outs for the Royals here in the fourth, trying to jump on top of a scoreless ball game. Rembert sets. He'll check the runners. The 1-1. Just misses outside. 2-1. I thought sure the home plate umpire was going to come up and throw out that right arm. He did not. 2-1 the count. Check of the runners, the 2-1. And that pitch called strike 2, which was the pitch before, was a whole lot better. So count evens up 2-2 instead of 3-1, a big difference in the count. Now Poland's got to go to work with 2 strikes. Check of the runners, the 2-2. Strike 3 called. Poland took strikes 2 and 3, never took the bat off his shoulder, and he is down on strikes. 2 in the fourth. For the Royals, no runs a hit, no errors. They leave 2 on. They've left 6 on through 4 innings. No score between the Royals and the Lumberjacks. We go to the 5th. You're listening to the Winchester Royals and Valley Baseball League action. Welcome back to Winchester, Virginia. We go to the fifth. No score between the Lumberjacks and the Royals. 5-6-7 to hit for Covington here in the fifth. Hal Melendez Alfonso. Hal 0 for 1. He struck out his first time up. Swung on and missed. 0-1 the count on the Covington catcher, Martin Howell. Slider misses down and away. 2-0 the count. A 1-1. In there for a strike. 1-2. Newmarket continues to do something the Royals have been unable to do all year long, and that's beat up on the Culpeper Cavaliers. It's Newmarket 7-0. They are on the top of the sixth. Out of the screen. 1-2 the count now. Powell sets his 1-2. Trying to right back up the middle, but off his glove. Abraham will field it behind the bag. Throw on to first. It's going to be not in time. Powell got his tipped off his glove and slowed it down. Abraham near the bag, but not in time. Powell can hit the game. Jackson brings up Edward Mendez. His first time. To the screen, 0-1. Hal is 1 for 1 in stolen bases on the season for Covington. Melendez squares the bunt. He'll drop it down right to Powell. Powell will field. He'll concede the runner at second. Flip the first for the out. It'll be a successful sacrifice for Melendez. And Howell will be at second now with out. Say Alfonso first time up. He's 0 for 1. Now the Lumberjacks have a runner in scoring position with less than 2 outs, trying to grab the lead. Can no longer say the early lead. We're halfway through. That ball hammered toward left, but Davis is going to be right there to make the catch. Alfonso hit it right on the screws, but Davis had to take a couple steps toward the line, and that was it. It was right at him. So Powell and the Royals catch a break there as that ball was drilled. That will bring up Freddie Oquendo, who is 0 for 1. He struck out his first time. Oquendo, left-handed hitter. First pitch, that'll miss outside. 1-0. Check of the runner, the 1-0. Swung on and missed. Count evens up 1-1. Powell has this sign. He'll take a look at the runner at second, the 1-1. Albert sneaks in behind the runner. Now back to his spot. Swung on and missed. Another off-speed pitch. 1-2 the count on Okendo as he tries to give the Lumberjacks a lead here in the fifth. Scoreless through 4. Powell has his sign, checks the runner, the 1-2. Swung on and missed. Just like the Royals in the bottom of the fourth, the Lumberjacks get a leadoff hitter on base, get him to second, but can't get him any further. He is stranded there. No runs a hit, no errors. A runner left. Your score after 4.5. We're halfway home. Winchester 0, Covington 0. You're listening to the Winchester Royals in Valley Baseball League action. We go to the bottom of the fifth. The Covington Lumberjacks will make a pitching change. On to pitch from the University of Dayton, Hector Escobar, right-hander. Escobar making his third appearance, all in relief. He's worked 3 innings, allowed 4 hits, 5 runs. They're all earned. 3 walks, 2 strikeouts. He has no record. Earned run average of 15.00. Yeah, got to be happy for Yanis Rembert, who came in with a near 17 ERA. He shuts out the Royals through 4, and his ERA will drop quite a bit with that performance here tonight. And we will total up his numbers for you. As Escobar finishes his warm-up tosses, Rembert goes 4 innings, no runs. He gives up 4 hits. He walked 3, struck out 5, did throw 1 wild pitch, and again will not figure into tonight's decision. He will face the top of the order for the Royals. 1, 2, 3, Guy, Albert, and Abraham. Guy 1 for 2, singled and thrown out stealing in the first. He's also struck out one of the 4 Royals hits on the game. That'll miss inside 1-0. Escobar comes set his 1-0. That's upstairs 2-0. Looks like he's got a little giddy up on that fastball. The 2-0 to Guy. That's in there for a strike. 2-1. Two balls a strike. Nobody out. Royals half of the fifth. No score. Escobar delivers. That'll miss downstairs. 3-1. Three and one on the Royals leadoff hitter. Trying to get the Royals going here in the fifth. 3-1. That'll miss outside, ball 4. So Guy draws the walk. He's on for the second time tonight. And let's see if the Royals put him in motion again, trying to get him into scoring position for the middle of the order. Easton Albert has flown to right, flown to center, flew to right. He's 0 for 2. Albert, no sacrifices on the year for the Royals in 38 at-bats. He squares the bunt, drops this one down. That's a good one. Escobar throw to first, low throw. Nice job by Melendez to scoop it out. He just saved Escobar an error. And the Royals probably having runners on second and third at the very worst, if not Guy getting around to score. Score it a 1-3 sacrifice. And that'll bring up Abraham. Walked in the first, sharp single in the third, hit it right back at the Covington starting pitcher. He hits now the runner at second and 1 out. Chance to get the Royals on the board. Check of the runner at second. The first pitch to Abraham, high and tight, 1-0. There are guys down in the Covington bullpen now, but nobody up throwing at this point. The 1-0 to Abraham. Didn't mean to, and he fouled into the screen. Count evens up 1-1. The Lumberjacks can be a little more liberal with their bullpen tonight, knowing that they have a game off tomorrow. The Royals don't have a game off until Friday. They are backed up every night this week. Front Royal at home tomorrow, at Newmarket on Tuesday, Purcellville here on Wednesday, and of course the big fireworks night against Woodstock on Thursday before being out of town all weekend. Saturday, Sunday, and then again Monday before coming back home the following Tuesday. Again, these two teams back at it together in Covington next Monday, a 4 o'clock start from Covington. Our friends in Covington will have the call for you. The 1-1 now to Abraham. Strike in there. Abraham might have thought it was upstairs. It was a good fastball. Todd couldn't pull the trigger. 1-2 now on the Royals' second baseman, Todd Abraham. The 1-2. That's off the plate. Count evens up 2-2. Guy at second. He walked to start the inning. He moved to second on a sacrifice bunt by Easton Albert. Now Abraham and Fry, a chance to drive him in. The 2-2. Got Guy off from the third. He's going to be in there safely, and he overslid the bag, but Alfonso didn't keep the tag on him, so Guy will steal third. His 17th stolen base of the season. He's now 17 for 21. The pitch missed inside, so it's 3-2 the count on Abraham. And the Lumberjacks are going to bring their infield in to try to cut the runner off the plate. In a 0-0 game here in the bottom half of the fifth. Payoff pitch to Todd Abraham. Swung on and missed. Big strikeout there for Hector Escobar. 2 outs now for the Royals, and that'll leave up to Parker Fry, and the Lumberjacks will be able to move their infield back now. Fry is 1 for 2. Single in the first, reached on a fielder's choice in the third. Runner at third, 2 outs. First pitch off the plate for a ball, 1-0. Fry leads the Royals with 16 RBIs on the season. Chance to add to that number right here. The 1-0. That'll miss outside, 2-0. Now a pitch Chance to sit on a pitch here. Something you can drive. 2-0. Something on your belt buckle. The 2-0. Fry popped it up, but it's going to be backing out of play. Got a breaking ball, and he fouled it out of play. 2-1 the count to cleanup hitter Parker Fry, trying to get the Royals on the board here. Escobar's 2-1. Stays upstairs, 3-1. Nick Avignano waits on deck. He's 1 for 2. He doubled off the base of the fence in center field his last time up. The 3-1 to Fry. That'll miss way outside, ball 4. So he's walked his second of the inning, but still within range of getting out of it with no damage. Again, Avignano, 1 for 2. He doubled last inning, got all the way around to third where he was stranded. Avignano looking to add to his numbers, and Fry's going to try to draw a throw. The Royals are trying to steal a run here, and he's just going to cruise into second, and Escobar is going to let him go. The Royals trying to steal a run, but the Lumberjacks weren't biting. Escobar just watched him run to second and got back up on the mound and decided to deal with Avignano here. Nick with 6 RBIs on the season, trying to add to that number. Takes a pitch in there for a strike. 0-1. Royals have out hit the Lumberjacks 4-2. We've got no score. We've had no errors. Avignano trying to change that right here. The 0-1. In there for a strike. 0-2. Avignano had runners on first and third in the first. Struck out to end the inning. Trying to avoid the same fate here in the fifth. The set, the 0-2. Swung on and missed. Avignano down on strikes. 2 in the inning. Throw to first to complete the strikeout. So the Royals again will threaten, but again will come up empty. No runs, no hits, no errors. The Royals leave 2. They have now left 8 through 5 innings. Your score after 5 complete. Winchester 0, Covington 0. You're listening to the Winchester Royals in Valley Baseball League action. Well, working here to start the 6th. Vincent Salvo. 1,000, pitch. That's 2 hits. fifth appearance. He has 2 starts for the Royals. He's worked 16 in the third inning, allowed 14 hits, 4 runs. They're all earned. 8 walks, 10 strikeouts. He is 2-0 on the season with a 2.20 earned run average. He'll face 9-1-2. Tap toward first, but foul. 1-1. Tamargo struck out looking his first time up. Again, Salvo 2-1. Downstairs for a ball. Foul. 5 innings, no runs, 2 hits, no walks. He struck out 7, did not hit anybody. He did throw a wild pitch and not figure into the decision here tonight as we have no score in the top 6. The 2-2. There's for 2. Strike 3 called. Tamargo was heading toward first. He thought it was ball 4. Guys, as he takes back to the top of the order, Daniel Castillo would hit. He's 0 for 2. He's grounded out and struck out. The Lumberjacks just 2 hits on the game. A one-out single in the 4th and a leadoff single in the 5th. Both got around to second base, but were stranded there. Covington 2 left on through 5 innings. The Royals have left 8 on. The result is the same, 0-0. First pitch off the plate for a ball. That'll miss way outside, 2-0. Salvo comes set, lefty on lefty matchup. Fastball in there for a strike. 2-1 the count. Both starters out of the game, and it'll be a bullpen game now. That's in there for a strike. Count evens up 2-2. The 2-2 off the plate for a ball, 3-2. Two base runners for the Lumberjacks through 5 innings off the starter, Owen Powell. He didn't walk anybody. The 3-2 lifted toward left center field. Davis on his horse. He will track it down and make the catch. It hung up long enough for Troy Davis to run underneath of it. Castillo flies out to left for out number 2 here in the 6th. And that'll bring up Jendy Gonzalez. Gonzalez 1 for 2. He grounded a third, singled in the 4th. Moved up on a wild pitch, but was left there. He'll hit here with 2 outs and the Covington 6th. Tap foul to plate, 0-1. The 0-1. Check swing. Did he go? The Royals are asking for help. They're going to say he did not. He was able to hold up. 1-1 the count. Gonzalez in the middle of the order for the Lumberjacks. There are 2 outs here in the 6th. That'll miss way outside. 2-1. Well, any hope and thoughts of a 10-run, 7-inning victory are quickly slipping away. The 2-1 fouled out of play, 2-2 for either team, unless somebody has one of those 10-run rallies. We've seen the Royals score 9 in an inning. We've seen the Royals give up 9 in an inning. Salvo comes set, the 2-2. Swung on and missed. He is down on strikes, and Salvo sets the Lumberjacks down in order here in the sixth. Nothing doing. Your score after 5.5 remains Covington 0, Winchester 0. You're listening to the Winchester Royals and Valley Baseball League action. Bottom half of the sixth inning, we are scoreless. Winchester and Covington. 6 hits between the two teams, no errors, no runs. Hector Escobar back to the mound for the Lumberjacks. He got out of a second and third position in the pitch. Abraham and Aviano to him. 6, 7, 8. He is 0 for 2 so far tonight. They are in the seventh in game 2. Strasburg and Woodstock. Strasburg continues to lead that 6-1 as they aim to split that doubleheader. To Pokerock. Hammered deep to center field, going back onto the Stamer, and he is going to track it down about 2 steps shy of the warning track. Pokerock gave it a ride, but it looked like it was deeper and harder off the bat than it actually was as Tamargo tracks it down for the first out here in the sixth. That'll bring up Labrusciana, who is 0 for 2. Struck out twice. AJ trying to get something going with one out here in the sixth. First pitch, swung on and missed, nothing in one. The 0-1. Foul tipped to the screen, nothing in 2 the count. No runs, 4 hits, no errors for the Royals. No runs, 2 hits, no errors for the Lumberjacks. Bottom of the sixth. The 0-2 to AJ. Strike 3 called. He took another slider rather. That one on the outside corner for strike 3. Swung at the other 2, but he is down on strikes. That'll bring up Troy Davis. Troy Davis has seen 8 pitches. They've all been out of the zone. He's walked twice. First pitch to Davis. Downstairs for a ball, 1-0. The 1-0. Fisted towards short. Up with it is Gonzalez. He'll set his feet, throw on to first. In time, a 1-2 inning for Escobar and the Lumberjacks. For the Royals, nothing doing. We go to the seventh. No score, Winchester and Covington. You're listening to the Winchester Royals and Valley Baseball League action. We go to the seventh. We have no score. Covington and Winchester. It's been a pitcher's duel through four different guys here tonight. Game two of the doubleheader in Waynesboro. Strasburg continues to lead the Generals 6-2. They are in the bottom of the eighth now. Newmarket continues to lead Culpeper 7-0. They are on the top of the seventh. Harrisonburg at Front Royal. Woodstock at Stanton rained out. Waynesboro beat Strasburg 7-3 in game one of that doubleheader. And Charlottesville beat up on Percival 8-2. Played earlier this afternoon. That game was stopped after 6 innings, I'm assuming because of rain. 3-4-5 to hit for the Lumberjacks here in the seventh. Sanchez 0 for 2. He's grounded out and struck out. Takes a pitch in there for a start. Fouled it off to the backstop. 0-1. The 0-1. That'll miss outside. Count evens up 1-1. Royals right back here tomorrow night. Makeup game with the Cardinals. The Lumberjacks have the day off. The 1-1. That'll miss down and away. 2-1. Salvo's 2-1. That'll miss way outside. 3-1. Royals pitching is not allowed a walk yet this evening. Lumberjack starter walked 3 Royals. Escobar walked 2 when he came in. The Royals could not take advantage, and that'll miss upstairs for ball 4. So Sanchez will take the first free pass of the game for the Lumberjacks, and he's a leadoff base runner here in the Covington 7th. That'll bring up Willie Mendez, their cleanup hitter. He is 0 for 2, a couple of groundouts. Let's see if they ask him to drop down to sacrifice, get that runner to scoring position. He is squaring the bunt, lefty on lefty matchup. He pulls it back and fists it right to third, and it gets past Labrusciano. He was playing in for the bunt, and as off the fist, one hopped it past AJ, and Albert able to track it down, but by the time he gets to it, no play anywhere. So the Lumberjacks fake bunt slash, and Mendez will get on, and now the Royals looking for another bunt here from Martin Howell, who is 1 for 2, struck out and singled. He takes a fastball in there for a strike, 0-1. The 0-1 bunts it right back to the pitcher, but he can't get to it, and there's nobody backing him up, and it's going to be a bases-loaded situation. The Lumberjacks haven't got the ball out of the infield, but they'll have the bases loaded. Howell tried to bunt it. He bunted it right back to Salvo, who couldn't make the play. And once it got past Salvo, Abraham was covering second. Nobody was there to play the ball, and it rolled harmlessly through the infield as the Lumberjacks are safe all over. And they have the bases loaded now. Nobody out, and that ball ripped foul. toward the Royals bullpen. A walk, infield single, and the Lumberjacks looking to jump on top here in the 7th. Salvo comes set, the 0-1. Lifted toward left field, right at Troy Davis. Runner's going to try to tag up, though is going to be not in time. The line drive right to Davis. Sanchez didn't go back right away, and it looked like the Royals might have a shot at the plate. But Davis's throw came up the line just a little bit, just enough to allow Sanchez to slide in safely. The Lumberjacks have done what the Royals couldn't do. They've manufactured a run here. Now they have runners on first and second with 1 out. Pitch off the plate for a ball, 1-0 for Jose Alfonso. Alfonso's lined to left and grounded to third. Fastball in there, called a foul tip into the glove, so count evens up 1-1. So the Lumberjacks lead off walk, infield single, sacrifice fly. They grab a 1-0 lead here in the 7th. The 1-1 downstairs, blocked nicely by Pokerock to keep the runners at first and second. So the Lumberjacks have textbook manufactured a run here in the 7th. That's upstairs for a ball, 3-1. Salvo comes set, the 3-1. Strike 2 called on the outside corner. Alfonso is headed toward first, but he will slam on the brakes, come back in, and see a 3-2 pitch here with 1 out. Runners on first and second. Covington tried to add to a 1-0 lead here in the 7th. The payoff pitch lifted out of play, might have chased ball 4, but he fouls it out of play to stay alive in the count. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Payoff pitch. Strike 3 called. Dropped the slider right in there. For out number 2, a big strikeout for Salvo and the Royals as he tries to keep the deficit 1 run. That'll bring up Oquendo, Freddie Oquendo, 0 for 2. He struck out twice. First time he is facing Salvo. Another lefty-on-lefty matchup here. First pitch, high and tight, 1-0. Lumberjacks loaded him up with nobody out. They got a sacrifice fly. And now they have first and second with 2 outs as they try to add to a 1-0 lead. The 1-0. Swung on and missed. Count evens up 1-1. Well, regardless of what happens here, the Lumberjacks are going to get a game in tonight. It's not going to be suspended now. The 1-1. Swung on and missed. 1-2. If the rains were to come now, we've got an official ball game. Ball and 2 strikes, 2 outs. Salvo will come set, check the runners. The 1-2. Runners off of the pitch, swung on and missed. And that'll end the inning. So Oquendo will strike out for the 3rd time, but the Lumberjacks put up a run on 2 hits. No Royals errors. Covington will leave 2 on. Your score after 6.5 is now Covington 1, Winchester 0. You listen to the Winchester Royals and Valley Baseball League action. Welcome back to Bridgeforth Field. We go to the bottom of the seventh. Royals find themselves down a run as the Lumberjacks manufacture one in the top of the seventh. Back to the mound for Covington. Hector Escobar on for his third inning of work in relief here tonight. He'll face 9-1-2 for the Royals. Poland guy Albert. Royals' best hope to get a run in this inning is to get Bodie Poland on and get him racing around the bases. First pitch to Poland. Misses upstairs, 1-0. Poland on the night 0 for 2. He lined to left, struck out looking. Escobar's 1-0 delivery. Fouled out of play. Count evens up 1-1. Escobar sets the 1-1. That'll miss down and away, 2-1. Each team with 4 hits. Neither team has committed an error, but the Lumberjacks have the only marker where it matters, 1-0. The 2-1 to Poland. Downstairs for a ball, 3-1. Poland needs to be a base runner here. Get the Royals going in the seventh. The set, the 3-1. Downstairs, ball 4, so Poland does his job. Back to the top of the order for Connor Guy. Guy is 1 for 2. Singled and he's walked. He's also struck out. He has stolen his 17th base of the season. And that might be the end of the line for Hector Escobar. And so far they're just having a conversation with everybody wearing Covington blue. There is a right-hander up and has been warming up in the Covington bullpen. They're going to stick with Escobar. Maybe talking about what they want to do on a bunt here should Connor Guy try to move Poland into scoring position. Again, Guy single in the first, was caught stealing, struck out in the third, walked in the fifth. He ended up stealing third, but was stranded there. The Royals have left 8 runners on base through 6 innings. They went 1, 2, 3 in the 6th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those are in scoring position. Poland off with the pitch, the fake bunt, and he is going to slide into second safely, and Poland might be hurt. Poland might be hurt as he went down and the ball got away, and he had an opportunity to maybe go to third as the ball got away from the infield, but he stays down on the turf. So give Poland a stolen base. He is at second, but he is down. As the Royals training staff will come out and take a look. I don't know if he slid late and jammed his leg on the bag. They're going to take a look. It looks like at his lower leg, maybe knee. He is sitting up now. The pitch was off the plate for a ball. The Royals had Guy fake bunt, pulled it back, and Poland slid in safely, and the ball got away. And had he been able, he probably could have got to third because the shortstop had to run all the way basically behind third base to retrieve the ball, and had the third baseman gone to get it, there would have been nobody covering the base. So it would have been a foot race between, and Boland's going to need some help to get off the field. So Ian Kaiser will come in to run for Poland. And they are helping Bodie to the dugout. So certainly not good news for the Royals center fielder as he will exit. Ian Kaiser will be the pinch runner. We'll see what the Royals do defensively. In all likelihood, Connor Guy will move to center field, and Kaiser will go to right field to finish out the ball game. But right now, the Royals down a run trying to make that up, but for the time being have lost an important outfielder to some sort of leg injury as he goes to the dugout. So Connor Guy will be the hitter. 1-0 count on Guy as he took that pitch off the plate. And a chance to get the Royals back even here with a base hit. For Pullen, his 5th stolen base of the season. Guy again squares the bunt. He bunts it right back to the pitcher, but Kaiser got a huge jump from second, and he'll go into third easily. So Connor Guy will drop down the sacrifice 1-3. And the Royals again will have the tying run at third, or have the tying run at third for Easton Albert. Runner at third, 1 out for Albert, who has 4 RBIs on the season. Would like to add to that number. The Lumberjacks will bring the infield in. Slider in there for a strike, 0-1. And of those 4 RBIs, 2 came on 1 hit in Front Royal the other night. That game the Royals won 7-1. The 0-1 to Albert. Line toward the third baseman, off his glove. Albert's going to be able to beat it. But the runner had to hold it third. Off the bat, it looked like it was going to be a line drive to Alfonso. Alfonso not able to come up with it. It kicked off his glove. But Kaiser had to hold, not knowing that the ball wasn't going to be caught. So give Albert an infield hit. 5th hit of the game for the Royals, and he'll be at first now for Todd Abraham. Runners on the corners for the Royals. Good base running by Kaiser, and Albert hit that so hard, I don't know if Alfonso has an injury or if he broke his glove. It looked like he's trying to tie his glove up. Alfonso saved the run by getting a glove on it. Now the Royals have him on the corners with 1 out for Abraham and then Fry. See if one of these guys can't at the least tie it up. First pitch to Abraham. Downstairs for a ball, 1-0. Easton Albert hit it right on the screws, but Alfonso able to get a glove on it. If he doesn't pull that as much and he shoots it through the infield, it's tied 1-1, and he's on first with the lead run. High and in, 2-0 the count to Abraham. Right-hander still getting loose in the Covington bullpen. Abraham, a great pitch to make something happen here, 2-0. He takes a fastball right down the middle, 2-1. First and third, 1 out. Royals down a run, trying to get the equalizer. The 2-1 to Abraham. Swung on and missed. He pulled the string, and Abraham out in front. Count evens up 2-1. The 2-2. Albert off with the pitch, but it'll be fouled down the third base side. The count will hold it 2-2. Albert will have to go back to first. Royals trying to stay out of a double play there. Put Albert in motion. 2-2 to Abraham. See how Winchester plays it here now. The 2-2, nobody moving. Going to kick away, and the Royals are going to tie it up on a wild pitch, I think. He got his hand in there. Bang, bang at the play. Kaiser able to head first slide. He just beat the tag from Escobar. When it first went down, it didn't look like anybody was going to get to the plate, but Escobar got to the plate, received the throw, and just missed tagging Kaiser. as he got his hand in to tie the game, and now the Royals have the lead run in scoring position. The count 3-2 on Albert. I'm sorry, to Abraham. Albert's at second, and he'll see this one kick away from the catcher, but he's going to stay at second. Abraham walks. A couple of walks for the Royals here in the inning, and now Parker Fry with a chance to do some damage, and that is going to be the end of the line for Hector Escobar. The Royals have scrapped together a little rally here and have tied the game up. Bodie Poland walked to lead it off. He stole second. Was injured on the play. Kaiser came in to run for him. Kaiser moved to third on the sacrifice bunt, not blunt. But he scored on the wild pitch to tie the game up. The new pitcher will face Parker Fry with Albert at second, Abraham at first. We're going to step aside as the Lumberjacks bring in a new pitcher. We're 1-1. We're in the bottom of the seventh. The Royals trying to take the lead for the first time tonight. You're listening to the Winchester Royals and Valley Baseball League action. New pitcher for the Lumberjacks, big right-hander from Francis Marion University, teammate of Royals starter Owen Powell tonight, Clayton Stewart. Stewart, the big 6'3", 210 right-hander, will be the third pitch of the game for the Lumberjacks. Stewart making his sixth appearance, all in relief for Covington. He has worked 10 innings, allowed 2 hits, 4 runs. They're all earned. 8 walks, 15 strikeouts. He is 3-0 with a 3.60 earned run average. Can't lose it, but can win it for the Lumberjacks. Hector Escobar cannot win it. He can lose it as the runners on base are his responsibility. As Stewart finishes up his warm-up tosses, let's see if we can piece together some numbers for Hector Escobar. Hector goes 2 1/3. He's allowed 1 run so far. It's earned. Just 1 hit. Out 3. He just threw a costly wild pitch to tie the game. And again, the runners on base are his responsibilities. Parker Fry stands in. Two's walked and stolen a base. Chance for Fry to give the Royals lead of the night. Stewart comes set. He'll check the runners. First pitch to Fry. Down, in there for a strike. Nothing in one. Live fastball there to jump ahead in the count. Fry, then Avignano trying to give the Royals the lead here. The 0-1. That one's downstairs. Count evens up 1-1. Albert's infield hit, 5th hit of the game for the Royals. He represents the lead run at second base now. The 1-1. Fouled into the screen. 1-2. Stewart has his sign. He'll take a look at Albert at second. The 1-2. Slider slipped out of his hand and misses high and away. Didn't have the release point on that one that he wanted. Count evens up 2-2. Royals trying to stay out of a double play here. The 2-2 to Fry. Check swing. Did he go too far? You can see he foul tipped into the catcher's glove, so Fry's down on strikes, and Fry can't believe it. He says the home plate umpire says he foul tipped it, and Fry can't believe it. The umpire's going to get together and ask, but even if he didn't foul tip it, all the bases umpire's got to do is say he went too far. Fry was very emphatic that he didn't touch the pitch, and he held up. So the umpire's going to get together. I have a hard time believing the Royals are going to get what they want to hear out of this discussion. Oh, they're going to give it to him. So I'm not sure what the call is, but Parker Fry is going to be still in the box. He's given no indication on, unless they said he fouled it off and then Howell didn't catch it. No, it's 3-2 as the home plate umpire is showing. So the pitch is called a ball. The 3-2 to Fry now. And that'll miss outside, ball 4, and I'm surprised, just between you, me, and the fly on the wall, that the Lumberjacks didn't have more to say about that call being changed, because that's a huge strikeout right there that they didn't get. And now the Royals have the bases loaded for Nick Avignano. I feel like Pedro Serrano's at the plate. He's left a small village on the bases tonight. If he strikes out looking, I'm jumping out the window. 1-2 the count to Sean Pokerock. Lead run at third. The 1-2. Tapped it high, hopper to second base. Up Castillo. He will field, take a couple steps toward the bag, and throw to first to retire the side. The Royals load them up, but only get one run on the wild pitch. They score one on just one hit. There were no errors, and they will leave 3 on base. Your score after 7 complete. Winchester 1, Covington 1. You're listening to the Winchester Royals and Valley Baseball League action. We go to the 8th. Score 1-1 Covington and Winchester. Defensive changes for the Royals. Ian Kaiser will stay in the game to play right field for Bodie Poland. Connor Guy will move from right to center. Vincent Salvo still on the mound for the Royals. He'll face 9-1-2 for Covington here in the 8th of a 1-1 game. Royals got the bases loaded. A chance to take over the lead, but Avignano had a comebacker to the mound to force out the runner at the plate, and Pokerock grounded out to second to end the inning. Tyler Tamargo will lead it off. At least he is scheduled to lead it off. It looks like that is him coming to the plate. He is 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. And it is not Tamargo. That is not 13. That is 17. So we do have a pinch hitter for Tamargo. Number 17 is Andres Gonzalez. Great. They've put another Gonzalez into the game to keep track of. Andres Gonzalez. I think it's one of 3 guys they have named Gonzalez on their roster. Andres, a 154 hitter in his 7th game, 2 for 13. No home runs, 1 RBI. And he's quickly ahead in the count, 2-0. So like the Royals, the Lumberjacks will have a new center fielder when they go back out on the field. Swung on and missed 2-1 to A. Gonzalez. And I don't know if they're going to leave him in the game to play the outfield or how they'll do it. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. That'll miss down and in, 3-1 the count. Gonzalez will draw the walk, and he'll be at first now with nobody out. And you got to believe that the Lumberjacks are going to be bunting here. Back to the top of the order, Daniel Castillo. He is 0 for 3. He takes the pitch off the plate for a ball, 1-0. The 1-0, he squares the bunt, takes it back, 2-0 the count. You got to believe now the Lumberjacks are just going to take until he throws a strike and then try to bunt him into scoring position. The 2-0 fastball in there for a strike, 2-1, and you had to know he was taking that pitch all the way. Now we'll see if Covington still has the bunt on. The 2-1, he is bunting. He'll pull it back, strike 2, throw behind it first, but diving back safely is A. Gonzalez. Jay Gonzalez waits on deck, and I think they get another one. Helping out the other good one. And 2. Dia swung on and missed. A big strikeout for Salvo out here in the inning. Jendy Gonzalez, he is 1 for 3, singled and got to second on a wild pitch. He's also grounded out and struck out. Now the Royals looking for that ground ball right at one of their middle infielders, see if they can't roll one over. First pitch swung on and missed, nothing in 1. So Salvo, after walking the leadoff hitter, the pinch hitter, settled back in, got an important strikeout. Now ahead in the count on Jendy Gonzalez. The set, the 0-1 is swung on and missed, nothing in 2. The 0-2 upstairs for a ball, 1-2. The 1-2 in the dirt for a ball, count evens up 2-2. Andres Gonzalez at first, Jendy Gonzalez at the plate. There's one out. And the Covington 8th. The 2-2. Off the plate for ball 3-2. And he'll throw that one all the way to the backstop. He missed with the 3-2 pitch. Wasn't even close. So he gets ahead in the count to Jendy Gonzalez and then loses him. Throwing ball 4. Nowhere near the catcher all the way to the backstop. But now the Lumberjacks have the runners first and second with 1 out. And we'll see what they do with Victor Sanchez. Sanchez 0 for 2. He walked the lead off the 7th, scored the only run of the game for Covington, and that's way outside. 1-0. The last 2 pitches have been nowhere near the zone. Salvo will reset. A 1-0 to Sanchez. That's in there for a strike. Evens the count 1-1. Salvo comes set, the 1-1. That misses down and away, 2-1. I think the home plate umpire is fascinated by a moth flopping around near the plate. The 2-2. Swung on and missed. He chased ball 3. Salvo catches a break there and has a chance now to get a big strikeout here, if not a ground ball right at somebody. Comes set, he checks the runners. Try to get him to chase another fastball off the plate. Sanchez laid off if the count goes full now. Andres Gonzalez at second, Jendy Gonzalez at first. Sanchez trying to move him around. The 3-2. Hammered deep to left, going back on it. Troy Davis is going to watch it fly out of here. It's a 3-run blast off the bat of Victor Sanchez. He says, welcome to Covington. He got a 3-2 pitch and hammered it. Davis went back, but he ran out of real estate real quick. And just like that, the Covington Lumberjacks have cashed in those 2 walks and now lead it 4-1 off a 3-run blast from Victor Sanchez. And understandably so, a very jubilant Covington Lumberjack bullpen, or dugout rather. And that one hammered toward right field, but right at Kaiser, who's able to range over and make the catch. 2 outs now here in the Covington 8th, but a big knock from Victor Sanchez, his first game with the Lumberjacks, and he has made himself some friends here tonight. Just 5 hits for the Lumberjacks, but they cash in 3 walks. The only 3 walks the Royals have given up tonight have all come in to score, and 2 of them on that shot right there. Victor Salvo will be lifted for a new pitcher here, and the Royals down 3 with 2 outs here in the 8th. New Royals pitcher will be Ron Davis, right-hander from Shorter University. He'll come on here to try to get the last out in the 8th. and get the Royals back to the dugout and swinging the bats. The Royals have had their chances tonight, have been unable to cash them in, and Covington did that with one swing of the bat. So Salvo will go 2 2/3 innings. He will give up all 4 runs here tonight. They're all earned. 3 hits, 2 walks. He struck out 5, but he gave up the big 3-run home run to Victor Sanchez, which has the Lumberjacks in front here in the 8th. Ron Davis, again, the right-hander from Shorter University, on for the Royals, making his 7th appearance. He does have 1 start. He's worked 9 innings, allowed 8 hits, 10 runs. They're all earned. 10 runs. He's walked 7, struck out 8. He's 1 and 2 with an earned run average of 10.00. He does have 1 save on the season, but obviously not a save situation here, as he'll face Martin Howell. First pitch downstairs for a ball. 1-0 Howell, 2 for 3, has a couple of singles here this evening. Struck out his first time, single in the 5th, infield single in the 7th. The 1-0 from Davis. Upstairs for a ball, 2-0. Just 1 hit in the inning, but those 2 walks have come back to bite the Royals in the backside here. The 2-0. Swung on and missed. Good live fastball there. Davis gets back in the count, 2-1. The Royals, as a staff, have only walked 3 guys tonight, but they've all come in to score, and all 3 were by Salvo. That misses downstairs, 3-1. Davis is 3-1. Swung on and missed. He chased ball 4, 3-2. Swung on and missed, and Davis comes all the way back to strike out Howell, 2 in the inning, and I stand corrected. Andres Howell was hit by a pitch to lead off the inning. He was not walked, so the Royals, as a staff, have just 2 walks, but a hit batter. In any event, they all come in to score for the Lumberjacks here in the 8th. They score 3 runs on just 1 hit. No Winchester errors, a hit batter and a walk all come in. Covington leaves nobody on base, and your new score after 7.5 is now Covington 4, Winchester 1. You're listening to the Winchester Royals in Valley Baseball League action. So Andres Gonzalez will stay in the game to play center field for the Lumberjacks, and now it looks like he's going to left field, and number 2 is going to be in center field. So Oquendo will play center field, and Gonzalez will move to left field. So Andres Gonzalez will stay in the game to play left. Oquendo moves to center. Willie Menendez will stay in right. And back to the mound for the Lumberjacks, Clayton Stewart, as he looks to pick up his 4th win of the season. Stewart finishes a warm-up toss as we go to the 8th, bottom of the 8th. A.J. Labruciano will lead it off. A.J. 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts tonight. And if the Royals needed a base runner in the 7th, they desperately need a base runner and a couple here in the 8th. Down 4-1 now. First pitch to A.J. fouled into the screen, 0-1. Seven, 8, 9 for the Royals here in the 8th. The 0-1. That'll miss outside. Count evens up 1-1. Stewart sets his 1-1. That's in there for a strike, 1-2. Stewart sets the 1-2. That's in the dirt for a ball, 2-2. Davis, Kaiser due up here in the 8th, and back to the top of the order for the Royals. The 2-2. Grounded right to second. Up with it is Castilla. He'll set his feet, fire on to first. Low throw, but pulled up by Melendez for the first out here in the 8th. That'll bring up Troy Davis. Davis is 0 for 1. He walked twice, stole a base, and grounded out. He hits with 1 out here in the 8th. Royals 5 hits. They've come from the top 5 guys in the lineup, each with 1. First pitch to Davis. That'll miss over his head, 1-0. All kinds of commotion going on in the Covington bullpen right now. Looks like 3 or 4 guys up whipping the football around. There's one guy up playing catch with a baseball, but he's not throwing to a catcher. That pitch in there for a strike, 1-1 the count. The 1-1. Check swing. He probably went too far. The home plate umpire says he did. 1-2. Ball and 2 strikes. 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th. Royals down 3. The 1-2. Check swing again. They're going to ask for help. They're going to say he did not go that time. 2-2 the count to the Royals left fielder Troy Davis. The 2-2 fouled out of play will hold 2-2. The 2-2. Chop towards short. Gonzalez up with it. He'll set his feet. Throw on to first in time. Quickly 2 outs here in the Royals 8th. And that'll bring up Ian Kaiser, who's hitting for Bodie Poland, who left with an injury. Kaiser on the season. He homered here the other night. 308 hitter. 4 for 13. 1 home run, 4 RBIs. 3 of those 4 hits came in that game where he homered. First pitch to Kaiser. Check swing, tried to hold up, could not. 0-1 the count on Ian Kaiser. Stewart sets the 0-1 to Kaiser. That slider misses down and in. 1-2, or 1-1 rather. Royals trying to extend a 2-game winning streak. Get to a 3-game winning streak for the third time this season. The 1-1 fouled out of play 1 and 2. The Royals have done no better than the 3-game winning streak. They have done no worse than a 3-game losing streak. A 3-game losing streak they snapped at Front Royal a couple weeks ago, and a couple of 3-game winning streaks last week, both snapped by Woodstock. The 1-2 misses inside, 2 and 2, trying to get to that number 3 again tonight. Front Royal will come in tomorrow night with a 9-game losing streak hanging over their heads as they were rained out tonight. The 2-2 fisted toward left field. That's going to dump in for a base hit. Kaiser off his hands, but able to fight it off and pick up a 2-out base hit here in the 8th. Just the 6th hit of the game for the Royals, and that'll bring up Connor Guy. Guy has walked, singled, strikeout, and sacrificed. 1 for 2 for the game. Singled and was thrown out stealing in the first. First pitch to Guy. Upstairs for a ball, 1-0. Stewart comes set. He'll check the runner at first. The 1-0, high and away, 2-0. And you got to believe that Ian Kaiser, who's probably not a big stolen base threat to begin with, is not going anywhere down 3 runs in the 8th with 2 outs. The 2-0 to Guy. That's in there for a strike, 2-1. Easton Albert waits on deck if Guy can extend the inning. Royals have out hit the Lumberjacks 6-5, but find themselves down where it counts, 4-1. The 2-1. That's in there for a strike. Count evens up 2-2. Got to believe everybody else was probably pretty close to being done by now. The 2-2 will miss outside. The count goes full 3-2. Kaiser will get the head start from first. Everybody is finished but us. We'll get you to the scores here momentarily. 3-2 pitch due to Connor Guy. Swung on and missed. He chased a ball out of the zone. And let's see if he's going to be able to get the first in time. They called him out. Guy was out at first. He swung at ball 4 to begin with. Then didn't realize the ball got past the catcher. By the time he did, Howell had retrieved it and threw on to first. It's a bang-bang play at first, but Guy is called out 2 in the inning. For the Royals, no runs a hit, no errors, a runner left. We go to the 9th. Royals down by 3. They're going to need a 9th inning rally. You're listening to the Winchester Royals and Valley Baseball League action. Go to the 9th. Down 3. Ron Davis back to the mound for Winchester. Got a strikeout to end the 8th and keep the Royals within 3. He will face 6, 7, 8 here for the Lumberjacks in the 9th. Melendez, Alfonso, and Oquendo. Other scores from out of out of the area. Charlottesville knocked off Purcellville this afternoon, 8-2. Waynesboro and Strasburg split a doubleheader. Waynesboro won game 1, 7-3. Strasburg won game 2, 6-4. Newmarket gets off the schneid. They snapped their 8-game losing streak. They beat Culpeper 7-0. Harrisonburg at Front Royal, Woodstock at Stanton. Both those games rained out. So we are the only game left in town as the Royals go to the ninth, down 3. Edwin Melendez, 0 for 2. He's got a sacrifice fly in the 7th to get the Lumberjacks on the board. Leads it off, fouled out of play, 0-1. 4 runs, 5 hits, no errors for Covington. A run, 6 hits, no errors for Winchester. As we tee it up here in the 9th. Davis comes set, his 0-1 delivery. Slider down and away. Count evens up 1-1. Only time the Lumberjacks are in town this year, unless these two teams were to meet in the championship series at the end of the season. The 1-1 from Davis. Downstairs for a ball, 2-1. These two teams will get together a week from tomorrow in Covington to make up a game rained out earlier in the season. Davis comes set, his 2-1. Upstairs, ball 3, 3-1. Royals pitching tonight has allowed just 3 free passes, 2 walks, and a hit batter. Unfortunately, they have all come in to score, and that's the difference in the ball game right now. The 3-1 grounded toward short, past the diving Easton Albert into left field for a base hit. Albert gave it everything he could, but it got past him into, more correctly, center field. Left center field. Either way, it's a base hit. That'll bring up Jose Alfonso. Alfonso 0 for 3. Let's see if Covington has any desires to put the runner in motion and try to get them a insurance run, as Davis didn't like the baseball, asked for a new one. Runner first, nobody out. Alfonso trying to get the Jacks going again here. Now he's going to miss all the way down and through the backstop. It'll go as a wild pitch. So Davis didn't like the baseball he had. He got a new one, and that one didn't work out all that well either. So he'll ask for another new baseball. 1-0 the count, and the Lumberjacks have another runner in scoring position now, already leading by 3. Covington has a right-hander getting loose in the bullpen. You got to believe that that's got to be their guy that they go to close situations. The second pitch upstairs, 2-0 the count. Davis trying to relocate the strike zone here. The 2-0. That's in there for a strike, 2-1. Davis sets the 2-1. Down and away, 3-1. Davis sets, checks the runner at second, the 3-1. That'll miss way outside, ball 4. Alfonso will draw the walk, and the Lumberjacks have something going here in the 9th. That'll bring up Oquendo. Okendo 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. You got to believe that he's bunting. Two very big insurance runs out there on the base pass for the Lumberjacks. First pitch to Okendo. He is not bunting, and he fouls it off of the plate, 0-1. Maybe they said, all right, you got to swing, take a hack. If you don't get it done, then you bunt him over. Up 3 in the ninth, they may just say, you know what, go after it. See if you can drive yourself in a run. The 0-1 to Okendo. I'll miss down and away. Count evens 1-1. Ball and a strike. Nobody out. Top of the ninth. Royals down 3. Covington trying to extend. The 1-1 inside move. They got him picked it, and he threw to center field. They had the runner picked off at second, and Davis, instead of stepping off and stepping toward the runner, tried to throw to second. He threw it to center field. So the Lumberjacks are going to have runners on second and third on the throwing error and Davis just, I don't know, he just froze up when he saw the runner take off and just launched it. Now the Royals got to bring their infield in and try to cut the runner off the plate. Fastball in there for a strike. 1-2. Big strikeout if Davis can get it here. Strike 3, no. Ball 2 on the outside part, just missed. So the error has put runners on second and third. A base hit here makes the Royals' task a whole lot more difficult. Davis comes set. The 2-2. Tap toward the Covington dugout. The count holds 2-2. So Davis had the runner picked off at second base, dead to rights. But he threw it over Albert's head into center field. And everybody was safe. Check of the runners, the 2-2. Slider, strike 3 called. Good pitch by Davis and a big strikeout there. Fourth time Okendo has struck out tonight. That'll bring up Andres Gonzalez, who was hit by a pitch his only time up as a pinch hitter last inning. And he scored on the 3-run home run from Victor Sanchez. Now a chance for him to drive in a couple runs. First pitch, swung on and missed. Davis threw a fastball by him. Good live fastball there. And well, the Royals could really use 2 more of those real quick. Davis comes set, the 0-1. Downstairs, ball 1. 1-1. Melendez led off with a base hit. Alfonso walked. They both moved up on the throwing error, and they're there now with 1 out for Andres Gonzalez. The 1-1. That'll miss outside. 2-1. And that'll bring a visit from the dugout to have a chat with Mr. Davis. Royals right back here tomorrow night to take on the Front Royal Cardinals. And this may be an injury visit. They may be checking to see if he's hurt himself. And looks like we're going to have a new pitcher. Looks like Davis has hurt himself. So we're going to have an injury. Well, they're going to ask the trainer to come out and take a look at him. I got to believe if the trainer's got to come out and take a look at him, he's probably not well enough to keep going. So you put somebody else in there, and they are going to take Davis out of the game. So Davis has sustained some kind of injury, and he will be lifted for a new pitcher here in the ninth. Be the second Royals to leave with an injury here tonight. The new Royals pitcher will come in with a 2-1 count on the hitter. And of course, he'll have as much time to get loose as he needs, although he doesn't appear to be in much of a hurry to get in here. So the new Royals pitcher will be a right-hander. Coming in for Ron Davis, who is left with an injury. Apparently it's number 37. Connor Chansey will be the new Royals pitcher. And I'm sure the Royals didn't want to have to use Chansey here tonight with games backed up all the way to Friday still, but he will come on to try to get the Lumberjacks out here in the ninth and try to keep the Royals within 3 runs. Chansey for the Royals has been one of the better pitchers thus far, making his 6th appearance all in relief. He's worked 9 2/3 innings, allowed 9 hits, 2 runs. They're both earned. He has walked 5, struck out 13. He's 1-0 with a 1.86 earned run average. And it'll take a Royals rally for him to get to 2-0, but right now his goal is to keep the Royals down 3. So Davis goes just 2/3 of an inning. He just came in last inning. So far has given up no runs, but the guys on base are his responsibility. He's allowed 1 hit, 1 walk. He struck out 2. Did throw a wild pitch. Will not figure in the decision. But again, the runners on second and third are his responsibility, and the 2-1 count on the hitter is his. So if this hitter were to walk, the walk would still be charged to Ron Davis. But Connor Chansey on to try to make sure that doesn't happen. Chansey will check the runners, the 2-1. Slider in there for a strike, 2-2. Again, the Royals still in on the infield, trying to cut the runner off at the plate. Everybody else in the league is finished up. We are the last game going. Makes sense. We're the last one to get started. The 2-2. Down and away. Count runs full, 3-2. Big strikeout here if Chansey can get it done. Count runs full on Andres Gonzalez. The 3-2. Hammered deep to left, but that's foul. He got all of it, but it's going to one hop and skip into the Royals bullpen. Boy, he got a fastball he was looking for there and jumped all over it. he keeps that fair, the Royals are in deep trouble, but that hooked foul still just 4-1. One out here in the ninth. The 3-2 from Chansey. Ball 4, he walked him. That'll be charged to Davis. So Davis will officially walk 2 before exiting the game. And now Chansey will take the reins and face Daniel Castilla, who is 0 for 4. A couple of strikeouts, a ground out, and a fly out. And the Royals would like to see him hit a 1-2-3 comebacker here. Hammered deep to right, but that's going to be foul. And one hop toward the Covington bullpen. Off the bat, that sure did sound a whole lot harder and deeper than it went. Covington a 3 spot in the 8th to take the lead, trying to add to that lead here in the 9th. Bases loaded, 1 out. The 0-1 to Castilla. That'll miss down and in, 1-1. Top of the order for the Lumberjacks as they try to tack on. The 1-1 to Castilla. Grounded foul. 1-2 the count. Ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. 4-1 Covington. We play in the 9th. This game is drawn to a crawl. The 1-2. Hammered deep into the night. That'll land deep in Jim Barnett Park somewhere as that ball was crushed. But it was as foul as it was hard. That might roll up Cincinnati Road somewhere and somebody pick it up on the way home. The 1-2. Grounded towards second, but into the right field for a base hit. Abraham couldn't come up with it. 1 run's going to score. Another run's going to score. It's a 2-run single off the bat of Daniel Castillo, and the Lumberjacks have tacked on 2 more here in the 9th. Both those runs will be charged to Davis. Gonzalez will move to second, and he'll be there still. Davis's responsibility. And is now 6-1 as the Lumberjacks have now out-hit the Royals 7-6. Jendy Gonzalez, who got the first hit for Covington way back in the 4th, will hit. He's 1 for 3. He's walked and scored. First pitch downstairs for a ball, 1-0. Royals had their chances early on, couldn't get anything across the plate. The Lumberjacks hung tough, and they've scratched across 6 runs now. The 1-0. They didn't scratch across the 3 last inning. That 3 last inning was a blast that landed up on Bodie Grimm for 3 runs. Quickly 2-0 the count now to Jendy Gonzalez. Royals are going to need a big boy rally in the 9th of at least 5. The 2-0 tap down the third base line, but foul. Royals need at least 5, but Covington not done here in the 9th. 6 runs, 7 hits, no errors for Covington. A run, 6 hits, 1 error for the Royals. The Royals have left 12 on base tonight. 2, 4, 6, 8. Yep, 12 on base. The 2-1 misses upstairs, 3-1. So if you don't get the win tonight, you go home shaking your head saying we had our chances. Chansey's 3-1. Lifted toward left field, going back onto this Davis. Davis is going to settle just shy of the warning track right in front of the scoreboard. And Jendy Gonzalez didn't miss getting out of here for another 3-run bomb by much. It'll be a fly to left for the second out. Gonzalez will move to third. Castilla remains at first. And now Victor Sanchez, oh, by the way, his last time up, hit that shot for 3 runs that landed on Bodie Grimm. His first game as a Lumberjack, he's made successful. He's 1 for 3 with 2 runs scored and 3 RBIs. Chance to add to that number. First pitch, fouled into the screen. The runner was going, but it's fouled off. So he'll have to go back to first. Runners on the corners, 2 outs. Chances 0-1. Popped it up. Fry's going to give it a look in foul territory, and he will be able to track it down and make the catch. So the inning ends, but the Lumberjacks add on 2 runs. 1, 2, 2 hits. There was 1 Winchester error, and the Lumberjacks leave 2 on base. Your score after 8.5 is now Covington 6, Winchester 1. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Royals need a bunch to tie, even more to win. You're listening to the Winchester Royals and Valley Baseball League action. Royals down 5 as we go to the bottom of the 9th. Covington will make a pitching change. On to try to close it out. Jeffred Furman, right-hander from Miami-Dade Community College, Kendall. I don't see Furman on their stat sheet, so this may be his first appearance. Oh, there he is. I got him. Making his 6th appearance. He does have 1 start. He's worked 13 2/3. He's given up 12 hits, 10 runs, 8 are earned. He's walked 7, struck out 15. He's 0-2 on the season with a 5.26 earned run average. He will not figure in the decision here, barring a complete collapse by the Lumberjacks, and he will not qualify for a save either. Stewart in line for the win here tonight. 2-3-4 to hit for the Royals against Furman. Easton Albert will lead it off. He'll foul that pitch into the screen, 0-1. Albert 1 for 3. He's flown out twice, sacrificed, reached on a base hit in the 7th. The 0-2 or the 0-1 rather in there for a strike, 0-2. Stewart goes 1 2/3. The 0-2. Line toward left, but it's going to be right at the left fielder, Andres Gonzalez, who is playing shallow. So Albert lines out to start the ninth. Bring up Todd Abraham. Abraham 1 for 3 with a couple of walks. Try that again. 1 for 2 with a couple of walks. Stewart gives up 1 hit, no runs, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. And again, stands to be the winner, looking to improve to 4-0. First pitch to Abraham, downstairs for a ball, 1-0. These Lumberjacks finally get a full game in. They can rest tomorrow, the 1-0. Grounded right back up the middle into center field for a base hit, so the Royals not done yet. Last 2 nights, the Lumberjacks have had their game suspended. They get tomorrow off before they return to action Tuesday night when they come back up I-81 to travel to Woodstock to take on the league best Woodstock River Bandits, who check in at 17-5. Woodstock's game tonight at Stanton was rained out, as was Harrisonburg at Front Royal. So the Royals hopes to gain a game and a half when Strasburg will fizzle away, as the Express split their doubleheader. Now the best the Royals can do is gain a half a game, but now they're facing losing a half a game. First pitch to Fry downstairs for a ball, 1-0. That's in there for a strike. Count evens up 1-1. 7 hits apiece for both teams. The Royals have committed the only error, but Covington leads at 6-1. The 1-1 to Fry. Downstairs for a ball, 2-1. Somewhat surprised with the left-handed hitter up there in a 5-run lead in the ninth. They're holding Abraham at first. He's not going anywhere. His run means nothing. That pitch off the plate, 3-1. I think you play off the bag and try to take a base hit in that hole away from Parker Fry. The 3-1 doesn't matter. He walked him. Fry will trot down to first. The Royals will have 2 on with 1 out here in the ninth. And even if Avignano hits one to Daniel Morgan, the Royals still down 2. But that would give what's left of the crowd a little jolt. Avignano 1 for 4. He struck out twice. He doubled off the base of the fence in center field and reached on a fielder's choice. First pitch to Avignano. Slider in there for a strike. 0-1. The 0-1. They call it a balk. That pitch is going to be lined down the line. It's going to be a fair ball. Why is Avignano not running? Oh, my God, they stopped the game. Did he call it foul? Oh, my goodness. That's a terrible call. Well, it's gonna be a balk. The runners are going to move up because of the balk, but Avignano fouled it down the line. It sure did look fair from here, which the Royals are probably going to score 2 runs. But what will happen is Abraham will go to third. Fry will go to second on the balk. The pitch will not count. It's 0-1 on Avignano. And boy, oh boy, did that sure look fair from here. The 0-1 hits him. He came high and tight and hit Avignano. So the Royals have the bases loaded as they try to put together a 5-run 9th inning rally. That'll bring up Sean Pokerock. He is 0 for 4 tonight. And I'm still picturing that ball down the line that Avignano hit. Now we're going to have a pitching coach come out and chat with his pitcher. There's nobody left in the Covington bullpen. So this is probably just to go out and settle him down and get him back in the Get him back in the zone. Albert lined out to start the ninth, and Abraham singled. Fry walked. They moved up on a balk. Then Avignano was hit by a pitch. The meeting on the mound is finished, and they will go back to work now. First pitch to Pokerock. Off the plate for a ball, 1-0. Royals have had the bases loaded once before tonight, was unable to do a lot with it. They did get a run, but that was it. The 0-1, the 1-0 in there rather for a strike. 1-1 the count. The 1-1 in there for a strike. 1-2. The 1-2 down and away. 2-2. Bases loaded. 1 out. Royals down 5. The 2-2 to Sean Pokerock. Tapped it foul at the plate. We'll do it again. 2-2. We can say the Royals will be back home tonight against Front Royal as we approach 11:30 on the East Coast. The 2-2. Tap fouled on the third base line. We'll do it again. 2-2. Abraham at third. Fry at second. Avignano at first. Pokerock trying to bring him around. The 2-2. Swung on and missed. Pokerock down on strikes for the second out here in the ninth. And the last chance for the Royals comes to the plate in the form of A.J. Lumberjacks. A.J. is 0 for 4. He has struck out 3 times and grounded to second in his 4 at-bats tonight. AJ's job, get on base and save an at-bat for Troy Davis. Troy Davis's job, the same for Ian Kaiser. First pitch misses inside, 1-0. There is now a right-hander down in the Covington bullpen playing catch, but just playing catch. I think they're just going to have him hold off in case something falls apart here. That slider drops in for a strike. 1-1 again. Covington off tomorrow. The Royals been playing every day until Friday. The 1-1 down and away. 2-1. Furman comes set. The 2-1 fouled into the screen. 2-2. Royals down to their last swing. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Royals down 5. Furman sets, trying to close it down. The 2-2. Grounded toward third, past the diving third baseman into left field for a base hit. They're going to hold Fry at third. His run means nothing. So AJ keeps it going. Todd Abraham will score to make it 6-2. And now the tying run comes to the plate in the form of Troy Davis. Lumberjacks' first hit of the game. He picks up an RBI. Eighth hit of the game for the Royals. Now Troy Davis, who has walked twice, grounded out twice. High and tight, 1-0. Davis can reach, get to Kaiser. Kaiser can reach back to the top of the order. Now, all of a sudden, you got yourself a different situation. The 1-0. Struck on the outside corner, 1-1. I think Troy thought it was outside. Count evens up 1-1. Troy right up on the plate. The 1-1. That's down and away, 2-1. Lo and behold, if the Royals can get the tying run on base. Furman sets the 2-1. Fouled into the screen, 2-2. Everybody else has either finished or been rained out tonight. The only game left going in the Valley League. We're 2-2, 2 outs. Davis trying to extend the inning. The 2-2. Misses high, 3-2, and the base runners will have a head start. If Davis can run one out the alley, Labruciano might be able to score from first. Furman sets. Check of the runners, the 3-2. Ball 4, he threw it downstairs, and the Royals inch a little bit closer. Parker Fry comes in to score. Avignano moves to third. Labruciano moves to second. Troy Davis will pick up the RBI bases loaded walk. And the Royals are within 3 now. Tying run on the bases. Ian Kaiser singled his only time up. He's 1 for 1. First pitch. Ooh, called strike. It was borderline on the outside corner. Kaiser thought it was a little bit upstairs, and apparently the Covington dugout had some words about maybe a previous pitch because that pitch went their favor. I don't know why they'd be arguing that one. Kaiser with home run power, the 0-1. Much better pitch, much different call. Count evens up 1-1. That sure looked a lot better than the pitch he just called a strike. 1-1 to Ian Kaiser. Tying run on the bases. Swung on and missed. He was swinging for the downs. He had a hack. He was not thinking about tying this game up. He was trying to hit it out on Cincinnati Road and send the Royals home in walk-off fashion. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Kaiser trying to extend the inning. Popped it up down the third base line. Let's see. It's going to be playable by Alfonso, and Kaiser will try to protect and just foul one off. But he fouled it into play. Alfonso tracks it down, and the Royals rally will come up short. The Royals will lose it 6-3 to the Covington Lumberjacks, and the Royals' season against the last place team in the Southern Division remains not good as they've lost their 3rd game to the team occupying last place in the Southern. Covington wins it 6-3 for the Lumberjacks. 6 runs, 7 hits, no errors. The Royals 3 runs, 8 hits, 1 error. The Royals will leave 3, 6, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 15 on base. The Royals leave 15 on base here tonight, so to say they had their chances would be an understatement. The Royals drop to 12-11. The Royals drop to 12-11 as we try to get the circus up here to calm down a little bit. Covington improves to 8-12. The winning pitcher will be Clayton Stewart. He improves to 4-0 on the year. Vincent Salvo will take the loss. He drops to 2-1. Stewart went an inning and 2/3. He gave up no runs, 1 hit, 1 walk. He struck out a batter. He picks up the win in relief for Salvo. He goes 2 2/3, 4 runs, all earned. 3 hits, 2 walks. He struck out 5, and he gave up the 3-run home run in the 8th, which gave the Lumberjacks the lead at the time. For the Lumberjacks, Victor Sanchez, 1 hit, but he scored twice, and it was a big hit, a 3-run home run to give the Jacks the lead in the 8th inning. For Covington, they score 1 in the 7th, 3 in the 8th, 2 in the 9th. The Royals 1 in the 7th, and they score 2 in the 9th to lose this one. Martin Howell gets 2 hits for Covington. They had 4 other guys with 1 hit each. For the Royals, Todd Abraham a couple of hits. He also scored a run The other run scored by Parker Fry and Ian Kaiser as the Royals lose this one by the final score of 6-3. Covington's off tomorrow. They come back up the interstate on Tuesday to take on the Woodstock River Bandits. The Royals right back at it tomorrow night. They'll take on the Front Royal Cardinals in a makeup game right here tomorrow night. Don't forget, these two teams, Winchester and Covington, will get together next Monday, a 4 o'clock game in Covington to make up a previously rained out game. Again, the Royals lose this one 6-3. Two-game winning streak comes to an end. We'll talk to you tomorrow night when the Front Royal Cardinals come to town with their 9-game losing streak. Mark Sawyer saying good night from the ballpark. Don't forget, tonight, before you go to bed, call your parents, tell them you love them, and I will talk to you tomorrow night. Good night, everybody.